What is up guys, West Tech Gamer here, today we're unboxing and reviewing the Dr. Dre The Chronic 2001 vinyl record. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Right, okay, so I've been meaning to review this vinyl record for a while on the channel. I've just been really busy with a lot of things, so sorry for the delay in the uploads. But today we'll review this album because I thought we'd do something different, right? Because we've been mainly reviewing all the 90s stuff, you know, like the Death Row Records stuff, the Tupac stuff, the old school Snoop Dogg, old school Dr. Dre, you know, so on and so on. You know, we've not really kind of reviewed like some next level stuff, you know. I know this is kind of an old school 90s album, but this is kind of moving on from that generation, you know. And that's what I feel like about this album. It's not like in that same generation and same category as, you know, the older albums I reviewed. It's going to a different direction now. It's kind of moving away from the death row stuff, you know. And that's what I feel about this stuff, you know. And that's what I feel about this album. So with this album, right, Dr. Dre obviously left Death Row Records, right? And he did make another album after he left Death Row Records, which was Aftermath. Now that album didn't do really too good, right? There was a few good singles on there, but it wasn't like the best album, right? It wasn't really doing anything. So this is like Dr. Dre's like comeback in the game after leaving Death Row Records, you know. And it's a really good comeback, you know, with songs like Still Dre, The Next Episode, The Message, songs like Bang Bang, you know. There's so many good songs in here, like it's unbelievable, you know. I forgot about Dre, you know. This album is definitely a perfect album, you know. It's the best album, it's a good mixture of everything. There's not one song I don't like in it, you know. Everything just flows really well. But Suge Knight obviously wasn't really too happy with this because he was aware that Dr. Dre was going to bring The Chronic 2008. This is why it's called The Chronic 2001. This is a backstory. We're going to go back to the backstory, right? So Suge Knight knew and was aware that Dr. Dre was going to make The Chronic 2000, right? And he wanted to kind of stop that, and he was kind of trying to bash Dre, you know, because he wanted to bash Dre because he wasn't too happy that he left Death Row Records, you know, and, you know, pretty much. And he didn't want him to do anything else, I guess. So he did that, and then he actually made, Suge Knight actually released an album called The Chronic 2000, and pretty much all the songs in there are bashing Dr. Dre, with songs like Who Been There, Who Done That, with I think it's Top Dog or J Flex in there. One of those people in there who's rapping on there were dissing Dr. Dre. So there's a bunch of disses at Dr. Dre, right? And that's what album was going to do. And Dr. Dre wasn't too happy with this, but he did still, you know, launch his Chronic album, and he just named it The Chronic 2001. So that's why it's called The Chronic 2001. Hopefully I didn't, you know, gibber on too much about that, but that's kind of a wee backstory about that. Let's kind of review the album and see what it all looks like, right? So this is the remastered version, right? So obviously with the original version with this and the remastered version, there's not too many differences. If not, there's pretty much no differences. Maybe there'll be a difference in the sound quality, but to me this sounds good enough, you know, and that's it. I'm not going to spend like hundreds of pounds just on the original one. But let's take a look at this, right? So on the front it says Dr. Dre, Chronic, we've got the Chronic logo there, 2001, right? So this looks pretty sick, it does. It's just all black it is, right? And with this remastered one, a benefit of this one is it comes with a code, so you can put it on your iPad, your iMac, you know what I mean, wherever you want, put it. And it's just got that downloadable code there too. It's really cool. I appreciate that a lot. And then over here we got the Chronic 2001 on the side. That's pretty much it. You can see that right over there with some, you know, some other stuff in there. And on the back, right, we got some more artwork over here, kind of a collage of Dr. Dre, right? It looks really sick, this collage does. It looks very simple, but at the same time, it just looks really, it just stands out a lot, the artwork does. But anyway, that's kind of what it looks like, right? You can see what's on side number A, side number B, side number C, and side number D. So it's split over 4 vinyl records, executive producer Dr. Dre. So obviously Dr. Dre is not going to make the same mistake again by writing Suge Knight there. But the reason why he had to write Suge Knight there to avoid giving Eazy-E royalties on some of the albums they were releasing at the time. Because every time Dr. Dre said his name on something or wrote his name on something, Eazy-E would get the money for it. So they were trying to find ways back then of trying to not give Eazy-E the money, right? But you can't see that, but obviously Still Dre, right? That's such a classic song. Everyone always listens to Still Dre, and that's one of the most sickest beats ever, you know. Forget About Dre, The Next Episode. So Eminem is also featured in this album as well, obviously. So you can see all that. So it's definitely a classic album right there. I really like the message, right? The message is really good. Like song it is, I like it a lot. The beat goes really nice with it. So let's take a look at the vinyl record. records, right? And let's see what it all looks like on the inside, right? So let's see. So that's pretty much all you get. So it's just the artwork. So this is kind of same like the Chronic, the original Chronic record released by Dr. Dre. Has the Chronic logo on there, right? But it's kind of a little bit different, right? It says Dr. Dre 2001. You can see that side number A. See what's inside number A. Inside number B. Same Chronic logo kind of going off. There's more tracks on there. And over here, side number C. You can see all that. And inside number D, right? So everything is such a hit, right? On this album, I'm not going to deny it, right? So that's what the records look like to sell. And that's the artwork. So there's not really too much with this album, right? With artwork wise and everything. You don't get any inlays with it. It's not gatefolding. It's not anything. All you get is the actual cover and 2 records, right? How do I feel about this album? It's definitely such a classic hip hop album, right? It's definitely next level. When I think about this album, I think next level. I think something different, moving away from the death row stuff. This is Dr. Dre showing he's going another direction now. And this is what he had to deliver, and this was it, you know, and that's what I felt like. I felt like this is next level, and that's all I feel about next level, you know, and I just feel it's such a sick album, and it's such a good continuation, let's say, of the Chronic, the original Chronic album, right? And obviously Doggy Style as well, because obviously Snoop Dogg is featured in this album as well, because it always felt like the Chronic, Doggy Style was a continuation of the Chronic album, but more focused and more centralized on Snoop Dogg as an artist, right? And so I think the Chronic record, right, it just showing like Dr. Dre moving on now and him doing his own thing now, and this is what he had to offer, right? Everything is such a hit. It's got a lot of different unique beats you would have never thought would have gone well. Like that's the thing with Dr. Dre, right? He has these different sounds and different beats you would never think would go with the raps and all these kind of songs in here. He just has that ear, that sound for music, you know, and not everyone has that, right? This album is a must for any hip hop fan. I definitely recommend it. If you're a hip hop fan and you never listened to this album, go and pick up right now, you know. But pretty much everyone, I think everyone has listened to this album, you know. If you're not listening to this album, right, the whole album, you'll definitely listen to the song Still Dre, definitely. It's in all the memes and everything like that. So who hasn't heard of Still Dre? The next episode, and Forgot About Dre, you know, and all these songs, everyone's kind of pretty much heard them, you know, and they're classic hip hop songs that everyone loves to listen. And Suge Knight really didn't want this album to come out. He was definitely bashing it and trying to put Dre down. But Dr. Dre still released this album in 1999, if I'm not mistaken, this was released. But that's a long time ago now. And you can go back to this album and listen to it, and it still sounds good. That's when you know it's a good album. You know it's a good album if you can go back to it many years later and still like the album. And that's what makes all this hip hop music, all this 90s music so amazing it is. There's nothing that's come out nowadays that come close to that stuff, you know what I mean? It's a different era, it's a different time now, you know what I mean? It's not like the 90s anymore, like everyone's just dropping singles now pretty much, and then they're just kind of making the money of that nowadays. But pretty much, right, what makes the 90s music so amazing is you can go back to it and listen to it and it still sounds so amazing. You can still relate to the songs many years later. That's what makes it so amazing. That's what makes Tupac so good as an artist, so amazing as an artist. You can go back to his music, you can feel his emotion, you can feel his pain, you can feel his happiness. Whatever he's feeling on that song, you can feel it. Still to this day, he's been gone more than 20 years now, and you can still feel that emotion, that pain, that same compassion. When I listen to Tupac songs, I don't ever feel like he's gone. I feel like he's still here, right? Not saying like the conspiracies that he's alive and all that stuff, not in that sense. I just feel like he's still here, like I'm going back, it just takes me back to that time, if you know what I mean. And I feel like he's still here, and that's the new song that just came out. It's just crazy it is with Tupac songs. All the Tupac fans would understand that. So that's pretty much it. That's what makes all the songs, the Death Row songs, the Tupac songs, the Biggie Smalls, you know what I mean? That's what makes it so amazing, you know? Even with the East Coast, West Coast stuff, I just kind of want to clear this up, right? Because a lot of people, right, like think you have to choose a side with East Coast or West Coast. I don't ever think you have to choose that, because these are great artists, right? And if you are choosing sides, right, based on the East Coast, West Coast, right, then you're missing in a lot of great like material, a lot of great songs, a lot of great artists. Like a lot of people won't listen to Biggie Smalls on the strength of Hit 'Em Up, right? If you're still not listening to Biggie Smalls on the strength of Hit 'Em Up, right, then I don't know what you're doing. You're missing on a lot of great songs, you know, and you're missing out on a great artist right there. And I like everyone, right? So I have the best of everything. I think Biggie's a really good lyricist. I like his flow and everything, you know what I mean? It's really good, and I really, really loved it if Tupac and Biggie did more songs together. That's what I would have liked. Instead of them fighting and going back at each other, I think it would have been better if they just made songs, you know. And I think eventually they would have done that. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. They would have definitely made songs together and made up, you know what I mean? They weren't planning on doing it forever, you know what I mean? They're just human beings just like us, you know what I mean? So if we're forgiving people, what makes you think they won't be forgiving people? It just blew up proportion. It's just some little thing, like it just one little thing, right, got taken out of place, and then the media wanted to blow up proportion. It's nothing to do with them two individuals. It was the media that amped up even more, right? Tupac just simply wanted to reply with a diss track, which was Hit 'Em Up. And that's it. And that's what hip hop's about, you know what I mean? Battling and stuff like that. It goes way back. It didn't just start as soon as Hit 'Em Up came out. So that's one thing that I want everyone to consider, you know what I mean? Is don't choose like sides, right? Based on East Coast, West Coast, right? Enjoy the music, right? Because you may never even hear that type of music ever again. This may have been just a one-time thing, you know what I mean? That was that generation of music. And it just so happened to be, it was one of the best generations for rap and hip hop, you know what I mean? It was the best generation. Right now, I can say it's different for hip hop and rap. I'm not saying like everything is trash nowadays, because there is a lot of great things out there. You just have to look for it. And that's what I'm going to say. Just look for it. You know what I mean? You don't have to listen to what's on the radio and stuff like that. But there is good songs out there. Just listen to it. Like Daz Dillinger, he's releasing his new album. I like his new single, On the West Coast, Bang Bang, you know. Those songs are really good. And they just take me back. They're like old school type songs. So there is good songs out there. Just look for them. And trust me, you'll find good songs out there. You know, and even the 2000s for me, that was a good time for R&B, you know, and hip hop as well. I like everything. It's good to like everything, you know, because that means you get the best of everything. Instead of just liking one thing or just going on the strength of what other people are saying. If you like it, go for it, listen to it, you know. And that's the way I am with everything, you know. I'm not on the East Coast, West Coast stuff, you know, I'm not on that stuff. I'll review everything, you know, so that's pretty much it. I know this kind of turned into like a wee mini rant thing or something. I just like to, it just makes the video more interesting of how I feel. That's what this place is all about. It's just expressing about how I feel and what I feel about hip hop in general and what I feel about these albums. All in all, right, with this album, to sum this up, right, it's a sick hip hop album, definitely next level. If you're a hip hop fan, definitely pick it up and add it to your hip hop collection, right? You need this in your collection right now. You can get it in cassette, CD, vinyl record, MP3, or even just listen to it on YouTube, right? It's a sick hip hop album. And that's pretty much it for the video, right? Leave me any recommendations of any hip hop vinyl records you want me to review. I've got all the Tupac vinyl records. I've got pretty much some Ice Cube vinyl records, some Snoop Dogg vinyl records. You know, I do try to keep on top of everything, but it's just hard managing everything day to day, right? In your life, right, too. And then you forget all you need to upload a video too. And the thing is, I enjoy doing these videos, right? And let me know if you enjoy these videos, right, by leaving a like. But I've got tons of videos, right? I've done I've done so many videos. I've done like so many vinyl record videos. I showed my whole collection off, part 1 and part 2. I showed like my CD collection, Tupac CD collection, but I've got a lot more CDs than that. You know what I mean? That's just the start of it. So I've got a lot more coming. And let's hope 2018 is a good year for this channel. And hopefully we go so far and hopefully we progress even more with everything, you know. And hopefully we kind of do different things as well, because I'm a type of person, I don't like to do the same thing forever, you know. I like to change and I like to do things differently and, you know, adapt, you know, and grow as a person, you know. And I like to show that growth as a person through my channel as well. So that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much it for the video, right? Leave a like if you like this video right here. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I'll catch you guys next time.